Welcome to Salem Lake and to the soon-to-be named after somebody room we're in today. We're glad that you're here. We were here not too long ago celebrating a wonderful birthday celebration for Mrs. Newell, but we're glad to be back today for a little more official business. Let me recognize my colleagues that are here. Mayor Pro Tem Adams is here. Councilmember Nat Scipio. Councilmember John Larson. Councilmember James Taylor, who you'll hear from in just a few moments. We're in the Southeast Ward, so we'll give due respect there. Our County Commissioner, Tanya Daniel. Former Judge, Denise Hartsfield. She'll always be judge as far as I'm concerned. Former Commissioner Fleming Elamine over there. As well as our former Mayor, Martha Wood, that you'll hear from in just a moment. And former Alderman Larry Little. We're glad to have him here as well. Well, as I alluded to, what we're here about today is to a little more formally recognize and honor former Alderman Virginia K. Newell for her many, many years of service. As a matter of fact, 16 years of service on what we called then the Board of Aldermen, and her strong work in revitalizing the East Winston Ward, the East Ward. I never will forget one day she asked me to go with her on a ride to look at some things, and we were pulled up beside a vacant field, basically, and she said, Mr. Joins, I want a shopping center right here. And we got the East Winston Shopping Center that was done in 1983-84 time frame. So she was a force that when she knew she wanted something to happen, she certainly pushed hard to make that happen. So right now I'm going to ask Councilmember James Taylor from the Southeast Ward to come forward, and following him I'd ask former Mayor Martha Wood to come forward with some remarks.
Good afternoon. It's my honor and privilege to bring greetings on behalf of the residents of the sensational Southeast Ward. And the work that we're doing here today is one of the reasons why I believe we're so sensational. I'm very excited about today for a number of reasons. Dr. Newell, we get to recognize you with this honor. But we're doing it in this wonderful facility. When I think about this facility, I think about the thousands of jobs that have been created in this community. I think about the millions of dollars that have been invested in this community. And we did it in the most diverse area of the city. And I'll tell you why that diversity is important. We pride ourselves on making the city of Winston-Salem to be a great place to live, work, and relax. And when people come to this facility to fish, to enjoy things with their family, when they come to relax, the diversity that we show in this community will be on display with Dr. Newell. Dr. Newell, the good word, God's word, tells us to let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor. Today we count you worthy of that honor. We thank you for your commitment, everything you've done for our community to move it forward, and I'm honored to be able to help to unveil this particular portrait. We're happy to name this facility after you, this great room, and again, thank you for what you've done to help our city to be a better place to live, work, and relax. You've been a great example and something that we can all follow. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Congratulations, I guess, or condolences on your announcement yesterday. But we'll all be hanging in there with you, holding your hand. For almost half her life, and 63% of mine, Virginia Newell and I have cultivated a friendship that began in the early 70s when Frank and I moved to Winston-Salem. I joined the American Association of University Women, where I met Virginia. The intervening time and experiences we've shared have strengthened our bonds of friendship, collegiality, and sisterhood. Virginia has been a trusted mentor, able advisor, and wise counselor. We all know that her unselfish commitment to building a strong and vibrant community for every citizen. She has fulfilled her duties as wife and mother, teacher and administrator, and public servant with careful attention, total honesty, utmost integrity, and bountiful zest. Plenty of zest. Probably my most cherished memory of VK is walking down Bourbon Street in New Orleans with her at midnight, restraining her from entering a half dozen or so peep shows along the way, and finally arriving at Preservation Hall, where we spent several hours listening to the world's most beautiful jazz music. Frank and I feel uniquely blessed by the influence Virginia has had on our 3 children, and subsequently, our 11 grandchildren. Her gifts of loving care and friendship and peerless example of public service will nourish them throughout their lives and the lives of their children. Recently, I had the unique opportunity to be on a conference call with Virginia and our son Swain, who had called her to tell her that Attorney General Josh Stein had selected her for the highest honor his office bestows. Several weeks later, Swain invited me to join him at Virginia's home as he presented, on behalf of the Attorney General, the North Carolina Dogwood Award for outstanding lifetime contributions to the state of North Carolina. It was difficult for me to tell who was more excited, Swain or Virginia. Thank you, VK, for your priceless legacy, for your enduring friendship, for your love and care. You will endure forever.
Thank you, Mayor Wood. Now I'd like to ask Reverend Glenn Pettiford from First Baptist Church Highland to come forward to bring the blessings and invocation for the building. Following that, we'll hear from Janet Wheeler. We'll bring some reflections, and then Dr. Glenda Newell Harris for reflections, as well as William Royston for additional reflections. So, Pastor.
Good afternoon, everyone. May we bow in prayer. O God, you are love. As we gather today, we have already been reminded of who you are as we reflect on your child, Dr. Virginia K. Newell. We pray, O Lord, your continued presence with all who are here today, and we pray your presence and your effect on all who come into this building, that as they see the portrait, as they see her name, that they may be reminded of the God whose child she is and the God who she has honored with the service of her life. We thank you, we bless you, and we ask your blessing on this very building that you have already blessed, but bless again in a mighty, mighty way. For generations to come, we ask in your name, you are love. Amen.
Good afternoon. I'm Janet Wheeler, and I bring greetings and special congratulations on behalf of our president, Mrs. Evelyn Akery, and the 243 members of Phi Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Incorporated. Mrs. Akery and many other sorority members are attending the Mid-Atlantic Regional Conference being held in Raleigh, but they all send their love, their sisterly best wishes to this diamond jewel, an epitome of an Alpha Kappa Alpha woman. And by the way, she's been a member of this esteemed sorority for over 84 years. Wow. You know, it's always an honor to speak when Sarah Virginia Newell does something spectacular, which is all the time, of course. This occasion ranks right at the top with the many other honors. But you know, it's really special to be recognized and acknowledged for all the meaningful things that you've done in life and the contributions you've made to Winston-Salem, to have your own room. You've got your street, now you've got a room. The renaming of Salem Lake Marina's Great Room in honor of the phenomenal servant leader, Dr. Virginia K. Newell. We are so proud of you, Sarah Newell. You just don't know how much. Phi Omega is fortunate to have this seasoned 105-year-old youngster as part of the chapter. It will not surprise anyone here to know that she was chapter president in 1968 and has made significant contributions to every program and committee during her active years of membership, especially voter registration. She was instrumental, of course, in setting the vision for the building of Ivy Arms Apartments, as you well know. Phi Omega is the oldest alumni chapter in North Carolina and was chartered in 1924. As we approach our 100th year in 2024, we look forward to Sarah Virginia cheering us on as we perform 100 acts of service, 100 acts of sisterly love, and raise $100,000 for scholarships and community outreach. Virginia, your sorority sisters adore you and wish for you the best of everything. We are delighted that the city has named this room in your honor. You deserve all this recognition. You took to heart, to whom much is given, much is required. You have given so much, and you have been blessed. Congratulations from your Phi Omega chapter sorority sisters.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have the honor and distinction of being the 16th National President of the Links Incorporated, but I also have a huge distinction and honor of being the daughter of Virginia Newell. And so I'm going to do my best to keep my remarks to the Links Incorporated, and my sister will handle the family part. So it's important to know that there's really only one leader at a time, and so I know that if our 18th national president were here, that she would be honored to congratulate our mother on this special acknowledgement. But in her absence, I have the opportunity to just share with you that Mom has been a member of the Links Incorporated for over 30 years. She was the person that actually introduced me to the organization, and much like Janet has indicated, she's worked very hard on every committee and served as chapter president. She also served in an elected position as the Southern Area Rep to the nominating committee. You're going to notice a little bit of a pattern here in a minute. And then went on in 2012 to be honored by the highest ranking membership that we have within the Links Incorporated, and that's the Platinum membership. So what's really funny about this is that I sort of got my start in the Links Incorporated from an elected opportunity as being a National Nominating Committee elected representative. And it was my mother that encouraged me to join that organization. And I have to tell you that when she first told me about it, I said, oh no, that's just a bunch of older ladies. I don't think I have much in common with them. And I said, Mom, I think I'll be a missing link. She said, no, you're not. You're going to be a link, and we're going to figure out how to make that happen. And so little did I know that there were so many things within that organization that have just been a real inspiration to me. And she has been one of the people, just like she's encouraged me to join, I know she's encouraged others to join. She has been so much a part of that organization in all of the pillars and facets. The arts, I know, has been one area that she's been extremely committed to. And of course, at that time, it was National Trends and Services when we were focusing on things like STEM and STEAM. We have our own little areas now where we address that. But let's just say that Mom has been a very committed and a very dedicated link. And when possible, she still attends many of their activities when invited to be a part of the legacy and the history of that chapter. And so, Mom, thank you for, I think, giving one of the better gifts to the Links Incorporated, which was my time and effort for 4 years to lead the organization. But it was only because of Mom's dedication and commitment and tenacity to encourage me and others that this is an organization that does do a lot in the community. And we encourage all generations to be a part. So I was completely wrong when I talked about the age. And so it has really been a great organization that has catapulted over the years to do things that I know she is excited about, and STEM and STEAM being one of them. So thank you for this opportunity to share these remarks. And Mom, thank you for introducing me and many others to the Links Incorporated.
Good afternoon, everyone. As many times as I've spoken publicly, I don't think I've ever been this nervous or honored in being able to ask to speak for Dr. Newell today. This facility, this 2,500 square foot ballroom space, is just a small token of this city's appreciation for all that you've done for us. I remember I started with the city in August of 2005. At about 1:30 in the morning of 2006, I got a phone call that said that our existing facility here at Salem Lake was burning down. We've gone through 2 temporary trailers, but thanks to the voter-approved bonds in 2014, we were able to build this magnificent facility. And I would dare to say, Dr. Newell, that you will not find a greater public and more beautiful indoor space in the city of Winston-Salem than you'll find right here. I've listened to several other people come up and speak, and it was just fascinating to hear that you dedicated 84 years of your life to one thing. I don't know a whole lot of people that have dedicated 84 years of their life to much of anything combined. That is a testament to the honor, the courage, the respect for your community that you've shown, and laid the pathway for many of our younger men and women to take ownership in our community and really provide that framework so that we can continue to teach our young ones about you as we move forward. I'm a proud father of 2 beautiful daughters. I will ensure that they know you, they know that what you've done for this community. I love you, I respect you, God bless, and thank you very much.
Well, thank you all for those great reflections and discussions. Now we will turn to the family side of the presentation, so we're glad to recognize Dr. D. Banks for a family recognition, and then we will hear from the honoree herself.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm not going to do this alone. I'm going to bring up somebody else after this, but I want to thank you all very much for being here. I am Dee Banks. I am the, can you tell which one is the older or the younger daughter? Thank you, Mayor. Your check is in the mail. Anyway, I bring you greetings today from the family of Dr. Newell, my mom, Glenda, and myself, and her grandchildren, Glenda's children, Brittany, and Philip, and her granddaughter Zara, and her son-in-law Nazim, my children Matthew, Mary, Mark, Todd, I don't know what the fourth M was, and then my grandchildren, Graydon and Olivia, who could not be here today. And my wonderful brother-in-law, attorney Robert Harris, who will be up in a little bit. My mother is one of 9 children, and she is the only one here with us today. So we have many, many cousins, and as a result of Ancestry.com and 23andMe, I keep collecting up cousins every day. I mean, we're up to like thousands of people. In fact, we just found out that Peaches Hauser is actually a blood relative of ours, too, and I was never more happy to see her when she came out of the Queen's funeral, and I'm screaming, oh my God, there's my new cousin, Peaches Hauser. Many of you all know Peaches. Mayor Joines, thank you for this honor and your steadfast commitment to continue to keep our mother's legacy alive. Linda Barnes, thank you so much, our dear friend, for your steadfast commitment to all Team VK. Our mother has instilled in us a sense of service. She truly believes, as many have said, that service is the rent that we pay for the privilege of living on this earth. I never realized how important that was going to backfire on me when many of you know, because I'm all over Facebook, but many of you know I'm an infectious disease doctor. And for the last three years, except for about 3 weeks over those last 3 years, I've been on call 12 days on and 2 days off. Thankfully, we're coming a little bit out of this. I'm glad to see many of you wearing your mask. I should have mine on, but you know, we get tired. But don't get tired, the struggle is still real. And as they say, thank God I don't look like what I've been through. So, lastly, I want to thank many of you here today. And I cannot begin to name each and every one of you because as I look around this room, I know that each and every one of you have prayed for my mom, called her on the phone, picked her up, called us and said this, or called somebody and checked on her. I know each and every one of you have had a little bit to do with our mom, especially when we can't be here. And so I want to thank all of you for everything that you have done. Thank you. I would also now like to bring up my brother-in-law, attorney Robert L. Harris, to make a few more family remarks. Bob.
Thank you very, very much, Dee. It was 39 years ago, as of March 17th, that Glenda and I were married right here in Winston-Salem, and I was welcomed as a new member of the family of Virginia K. Newell and the late George Newell. I have seen things grow and develop over the years. First, I saw a trail named after Virginia. Second, I saw a street named after Virginia. And now a beautiful room named after Virginia. I don't know what else there is left for you to do. She is noted for saying that a voteless people is a hopeless people. And it is that kind of energy that she brings to this community. She's a mother of 2 outstanding daughters, one of which I often tease her about. She's trying to emulate her mother because she just had a building named after her in Farmington, Connecticut. But I quietly reminded her, no matter how hard you try, you will never be Virginia K. Newell. again, it is my pleasure to thank you, Virginia, for all that you've done over the years to help motivate young people, to help challenge young people, and most of all that you've done to assist my growth and my development. Were it not for you, I don't think that I could have achieved some of the things that I imagined that I have achieved over the years. So I give tribute to you and say, today is your day. Thank you.
Mr. Newell, you want to sit there and I'll bring you the mic? Okay.
I think I'm a little too weak to get up there
I understand.
and talk after all of this. I want to say to all of you, and could I turn around? I love to see the people that I'm talking to. I know I hear you. And I would love to, I want to thank everybody who has been so kind and so sweet to my whole family and to me. I just can't imagine a person living in the life. You know, in David County, I loved it there. I mean, it's a Republican county, and my dad and mom were Republicans, and we had as many Republicans at the funeral as we had Democrats. Democrats and Republicans got along. They don't do it now, but they did long ago. And we loved everybody. But I want to thank all, and I want to thank my sweetheart. Where is Mayor? Yeah, Alan. Oh, come on, you should be out in front. Mayor Allen has been wonderful. I knew him. He was a youngster when he came to work at the city. And I think Mayor put a little wine to his lips and they called him in. I said, "You are so stupid to do that kind of thing. What are you doing?" My daughter is in Germany and she has beer and wine at all the meals. She said, "Mom, I don't think I can live because I don't have water." I said, "Just act like you are drinking it and then buy some water." They do have pure water in Germany where you can live after you. But the water was so dirty, it was not good to drink. But anyway, let me thank you all. I'm not going to keep you long, but thank all of you for what you have done to my family and what you've done to me and what you have done to this great city under the greatest mayor I think that we will ever have. And Mayor, I really want to say to you, you are so great, you are so sweet. You were even sweet then because I came to your rescue. I don't think you remember that. But I said, "You're silly too. What are you doing? So what if he takes a little wine?" As my mother used to say, it's not what goes in, it's what comes out that is bad. But whatever went in, it was great for Alan Jones. And I want to say to Alan, I hope that you stay as our mayor as long as you want to. And I know the people will vote for you. So you stay here as long as you want to. And to all of you who came up and said that I had done some things great, it's because you have been so sweet to me. You have really been whatever it took for me to get out of bed. Although I might have felt bad, I never felt bad enough to not go to the polls and vote for the people that I love and the people who will look out after the people. And I would love to have Mayor Jones one final thing. You know, after I'm gone, nobody will remember that you came to this marina and said some good things about Virginia Newell. So why don't you tape this and let them hear what they said? I think it's worth repeating to know that there were people from different sides of town who talked to me. And I'll never forget Martha and Frank. When George walked out of the house the last time, they were there at my house to greet me, and very few people knew that. Some of you have been with me from the very beginning, if not you, your prayers. And all that I have done, it's been because of you. It's been because you have wanted Winston-Salem to be the top city. And it is. I don't think there's another city in the state of North Carolina that has done more for its people. You may not have done the same way, but we got it done. And Larry, you have been my sweetheart. You know, when we got on the board together, Larry said, Virginia, what do you want to do? I said, well, I don't know, Larry, what do you want to do? He said, I want to stir up stuff. And let me tell you, he did. He stirred up stuff. He said, Vivian, what do you want to do? She said, well, I want to get people to do whatever she did. And she did it. She did it for 40-some years. I'm telling you, I didn't think I could last that long. But anyway, she did. And whatever we did it together, Larry. We were together, and they were, and Martha, we put you in the mayor's office. And you said to me, Virginia, I'm going to wait for you because I'm going to give over to you. You are the senior member. And I will wait until you become, because either one of us could become mayor. But very few of you knew that my husband was not well. He did not want me to be mayor of the city. And I said, Mayor, it's yours. And I knew that if we could all get together, we could do anything we want to do. And I want to tell you, Winston-Salem is still going to be a great city shining on the hill. We are in the midst of something great coming to our world and our city. I read in the New York Times that the capitalism is worrying people. And it is when 1/10 of our people have all the money and 99% have the rest. Something is happening. And I want to tell you, Mayor Jones, you are right in the midst of it. And council members, you are with him. And I want you to stay with him. And all the good ones. And God told us that if we were good citizens and train a child in the way you would have him go, and when he gets old, he will wholly depart. I still use the prayer that my mother taught me. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep if I should die before I wake. She would not let us go to sleep if we were indifferent with our neighbor, with our brother, with our sister. You had to pray that left you before you went to sleep. I still do that. Thank you, and God bless you, and God bless Winston-Salem and our great mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Newell. You know, as mayor, I can't really do anything by myself, so the naming of this room was approved by the city council. And in that regard, I'm going to ask Mayor Pro Tem and the members of the City Council to join me over here as we unveil the portrait. And by the way, in addition to this portrait, which will be in this room, there'll be 2 big signs over each of these doors that says Virginia K. Newell Room. So